Here's a situation where black took white's queen for free, and white is able to start getting material back. And in this position, white takes the rook and moves it to e1. And if you notice, the black knight is undefended, and so the piece is trapped. Now in chess, if your piece is trapped and you're going to lose it, you want to get as much value for it as you possibly can. Now this position is really tricky because most chess players think that if their piece is trapped, that if they just take 1 point and then their opponent recaptures, then you lose 3 points for 1 point. But in this position, black can actually gain those 3 points back. This is a really hard tactic, so it'll take some time to find it. The secret deals with this. There's a lot of things going on. You'll notice that there is kind of an X-ray attack right here. The bishop and the queen are lined up on the pawn at h3. And all black has to do is move this pawn out of the way in order to get that to appear. But there's a little more to it than that, because the black's knight is also protecting this square right here. And so depending on where that pawn moves, and depending on what black does, it could be a checkmate on the very next move. So where should black move the pawn? Should black move it to d6? Or should black move it to d5? And one of the answers is definitely better than the other one. The correct answer is pawn to d5, putting an attack on the bishop. And when I first saw that move, my first thought was, well, why can't the bishop just take the pawn? It looks like it's a free piece. Bishop takes pawn, but when the queen moves to h3, it's checkmate and the game is over. The only way that white can prevent checkmate is by taking the knight at e2, to which black will then take the bishop at e4. It looks like white has an unprotected piece, or black has an unprotected piece that white could take very easily, but there is this nifty little check right here in which black can take the pawn and white has to move out of the way. And rather now than having a piece given up for free, or maybe trading a minor piece for a pawn, 3-1, 4 points have been traded for 4 points, and with less pieces on the board, it's going to be even harder now for white to pull out a win.